Icon Media.
Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you tapping in. We got my man from setbacks to success, man, rocking his world champion again, all that good stuff.
yeah, man. Yeah, we are the champions, my friend. We are the
Hey,
champions. Yeah,
all
yeah,
the champions for sure,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully the Falcons will catch one this season, man. And
listen, man. The
we
hype,
all can turn up.
yeah, the
Yeah,
hype is definitely in the air down here. Had a little scare the last night because one of the offensive linemen, who's a staple on the offensive line, he went down. But that's another discussion for
yeah.
another time, man. Hernandez Govan
Yes,
was
yes.
dubbed the mastermind. Like they call this dude the mastermind of the entire young Dolph murder situation. And today he walks free. Wow. Yeah. So what you think about that when you heard the news, man? Because as black folk, we always, including myself, when they run you in that courtroom, it's probably gonna be guilty. What you think about that?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. You really with a lot of these cases, man, unless you really got the dollars to get the high powered attorneys and the legal team, you
Yeah,
expect them just to go a certain way. And I would be honest with you, I was in the same boat, man. I was really kind of stunned. I was shocked that this guy, because to me, it just implies he really wasn't guilty. I mean, he really didn't have anything to do with it. And so if that is truly, and that's a shame, man. That's a shame that we've gotten to the state in this country that justice really is just a empty word. It doesn't mean what you would think that it means, as far as getting those who are truly guilty are held guilty, and those who are innocent are found innocent. It really it's turned into something really corrupt, in my opinion. It's just really, if do you have the money to beat the charges?
yeah,
And so and so the money and the connections, to beat the charges. So,
yeah,
and this guy appears to be didn't have either, not to that extent. And
yeah.
so
He did. He
yeah,
he
okay.
said he said he didn't have the money. So Manny Aurora, he a bad attorney. He up there with I can't call his name out, from the Young Thug attorney. I can't call his name out.
Okay.
But and what he represented Diddy is these guys always coming away with wins, man, left and right. You know what I'm
Left
saying?
and right. Yeah.
But they've been a staple in the city for a real long time, man. And they kind of like believed in the dude, so to speak. So I don't know, they took on the case, man. They made sure the brother had everything he needed for his defense. And man, they came out with a victory. Like I listened to the closing arguments yesterday. Now the state came out and they did their little closing arguments. Then Manny came out, which is Govan's attorney, and he flat out called the people of Memphis stupid if they let this go down. You know
Man.
what I'm saying? All of the stuff that he was saying, man, I'm like, whoa, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
to the point to where the prosecutor got back up and she was like, he just called y'all stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah, it was kind of like a real, it was a real nasty situation, man. But
Situation. Yeah.
ultimately, man, bro, he Manny did what Manny do, man, and shit, man, they came out with a not guilty verdict today, boy. They shocked everybody with that one, man. But
For sure.
after we
Yeah.
play a couple of clips, I'm give my take on why I believe Memphis lost this case, man. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So we want to stay tuned for that, man. I'm gonna go ahead on and play the verdict today, man. Let's check it out.
You ready, Your Honor?
Yes.
The jury is now heading into the courtroom.
I gotta tell you from my experience, boy, this is a very, very bad feeling at this point right now. I swear, boy,
Yeah.
it's been 2 times it happened to me, man, and this right here at this moment right here,
Yeah.
oh boy, woo,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
intense.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. He's standing there with the bubble guts right now, son. Believe that. Yeah,
Well, you so Mills.
yeah, man. I know what he's feeling right now.
Count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant Hernandez Govan not guilty in count 1 of the indictment. State of Tennessee versus Hernandez Govan, count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant Hernandez Govan not guilty in count 2 of the indictment. Ma'am,
Court's in session.
ma'am, Ms. Johnson, is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's what they call polling of the jury. And
Yeah.
you gotta, double check to see if this is what everybody has seen. Everything seemed pretty convincing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna replay the steps on the case right now. They've been calling this dude the mastermind the entire time. The mastermind. First of all, I don't even think the brother got money to even be putting up a $100,000 hit. I honestly don't think the Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook. I know that was his brother and everything, but I don't think he had that type of money. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about $100,000 on somebody's head, man, you talking about a lot of money. You know,
It's a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
money. Yeah, for sure.
And I just, so the shooter, his name was Cornelius something, Bennett or something like that. His name keep escaping me. The guy that was holding the AK that really, I'm pretty sure Dolph was gone before the other guy came out with the handgun. You know what I'm saying? So that was the main witness. He telling on everybody, told on the whole operation. So there was really no evidence that this even happened except for the main shooter who hasn't been sentenced yet. You know what I'm saying? So there's no telling what he's gonna say to try to get out of it. And so since Memphis police, the feds, or whoever wanted to tie Govan into this, they working out a deal. Look, they're gonna tell everything, for a light in exchange for a lighter sentence. So that's really all of the evidence that they had. They had a lot of text messages between the two, but guess what? Guess what the state didn't do? They didn't tell you what them text messages was. So there's no crime in having communication back and forth with somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yeah, hey, Manny Aurora disproved the state like anything, any type of reasonable doubt, and you got to acquit. You know what I'm saying? Like it from back in the day when what OJ lawyers say, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit.
Yeah, man. And like I said, man, shocking. Super shocking, man. And shout out to the attorney there, man, and because you don't find them like that, man. You just don't find them like that, man, taking cases like this, man. You can say maybe because it was, slightly high profile, but again, I mean, that's these type of charges, man. You got to pay these guys bread, man. I mean, a lot of bread to get them on your team. So yeah, man, salute to someone who, again, I'm not that close to the case to know what really went on. I'm not in, the streets of Memphis to know what really took place and, kind of get a sense of, really what was the case. But all I have to, take from a verdict like this, man, his bro he didn't do it, and he was not that guy. So
Yeah, that's
So
what the jury said. And the jury said he didn't do it. So everybody got, whether you like it or not, you got to respect what the jury said, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it's just a sad situation all the way around. And that's why I tell this whole beef started because young Dolph was the up and coming rapper, but we didn't know about him. You know what I'm saying? But Yo Gotti knew about him. Yo Gotti wanted to sign him, and I guess them numbers wasn't looking right. So Dolph was like, "Now I'm gonna do my own thing." You know what I'm saying? So in the process, some kind of way they fell out. Young Dolph made a couple of raps and a couple of diss tracks. And hey, how this thing go, man. They don't, people don't like to look bad, man. See, back in the day, we used to fight. We used to duke it out. You had some beat with somebody, you go ahead on and fight and throw hands and be good. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you become friends after that. But now, man, these folks trying to take you out the game without thinking about everybody that affect. See, young Dolph going down like this affected so many people because this dude was really doing stuff for the community. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why they knew he was in Memphis because he was in Memphis to do a turkey drive. And the man just wanted to go to his favorite cookie spot and get him some cookies, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's where he took his last breath at. And it's a sad situation that somebody will want you gone so bad to where they are willing to shut you up no matter what it takes. They don't care about your kids. They don't care about your mama, your grandmama. They don't care about their kids. You know what I'm saying? This affected a lot of people, man. And it's just a sad situation all the way around, man. And these young brothers do not be thinking before they run out here and do some stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the justice system today, man. Hey, they spoke loud and clear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. As we're coming to get used to these type of stories, man, with rappers and all the violence and the the murders, associated, around it. Yes, it's just, man, for a lot of us who grew up in a different era, I just think about the idea because, at one point, this was referred to as hip hop, coming out of New York, and the whole idea behind hip hop was, they, and the break dancing and all that was instead of, fighting it out, taking it to the streets, with the guns and all that, we gonna just battle it out and dance, you know what I mean? And so it was a way to stop the violence, and I just and so I don't hear anybody with particularly a strong enough platform or anyone with any level of influence. I could be wrong, but I don't hear anybody even attempted to reverse this trend, because it went from hip hop to, I guess it's just rap, you know what I'm saying? And rap is just part of the culture, and the culture, I don't know. For me, I'll be the first to say it, man. 90% of it is just toxic. Like, where's the growth? Where's the idea behind, developing families and communities and things of that nature, in it? It's just all, man, it's all destructive, and I don't know, man. A lot of ways, man. It's Satan's work. If you really want to get it down to, and maybe that's going too far with it, but I don't see, argument. If tell me different if you believe that it's different, because it just, I don't see the productivity that's coming out of this version, this rap game and everything that's in it right now, man. It's toxic. What you think on that, G?
Yeah, man. It's like you was saying, man, like the rap battles, it was just a thing, you know what I'm saying? But I just think that it took a turn with Tupac and Biggie. Like it became bigger than words after that point. See, a rap battle was just that. It was a battle. Okay, hey man, you got me. That was hard. You know what I'm saying? You got me. And that was it. Now, and then I could take you way back to 1993. Jack the Rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Jack the Rapper was in Atlanta. The
Atlanta.
last good Jack the Rapper, 1993, August of 1993. I was working at the Marriott Marquis, you know what I'm saying, as a lobby attendant, man. And a fight between Death Row and Luke Records had broke out right there in the lobby. I'm talking about it's a fight on all 3 lobby levels in that hotel. And folks tore that hotel up, you know what I'm saying? So it went on with the hands, and just like you saw in the NWA movie, what they did at the mall, soon as they seen each other, hands. It was nothing. That's all it was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But after, you know, Tupac and Biggie, man, it just became shooting. It become somebody gotta die, you know what I'm saying? And it just then got really, really violent to the point to where, man, if one person say one thing, boy, they be trying to take you out the game. That's all these folks know now. It don't you know, even with the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, you know what I'm saying? Remember, Drake house got shot up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though Kendrick Lamar just really wiped the ground with Drake, you know what I'm saying? So why Drake the one getting fired at? Who knows, man? It's a whole bunch of underlying beef that we'll never know. You know what I'm saying? That these cats be having, man. So it's just a sad situation that these fools will be willing to throw away everything to silence somebody. Think about that for a second. You willing to throw away, you can't love yourself, you can't love your family, you can't love your kids, you can't love nothing if your whole existence becomes trying to eliminate somebody that just outperformed you. He just outdid you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't see Drake around this motherfucker trying to he went and sat down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't compete.
Let that blow over for now. Yeah.
So,
You got that.
Ain't no competition. That's just like Chris Brown when he came out. And I'm telling you, out of all of the little diss tracks that was going on at that time, and Chris Brown is the singer, but he out-rapped everybody.
Yeah.
If you ain't heard that Chris Brown, I think he was talking about Quavo or stuff. If you ain't heard that diss track, man, go check out Chris Brown on that diss track. Bro did that. The singer of all of the battles that was going on about 8-9 months ago, to me, Chris Brown rose to the top on that, right behind Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? So,
Gotcha.
But
so G, what's the solution, bro? What's the solution? I mean, again, I'm kind of around it, but I'm kind of not, man. And it's just gotten to the point, man. It's beyond me, man. I mean, it's nothing to hear about some rapper getting murdered now, man. I mean, it's just like almost every other day news line, man. But what's the solution? I mean, do the OGs in the game need to just step up and say something publicly on it? I don't know. I mean, because I don't hear anybody. Maybe I'm missing that part. Like,
yeah, they do need to, but man, these folks, man, these folks not taking the OGs seriously, man. They don't want to hear nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we didn't got the way that we didn't got. That's why society has turned into what it is, because they don't want to hear nothing. You can't tell them nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell them nothing. They don't want to hear nothing, man. So
got you.
It's just again, it always leads back to the societal problem is they're not teaching anger management. They're not teaching you conflict resolution. This stuff need to start off in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? They're not teaching you that when something don't go your way, you can't get mad and try to destroy everything that's going against you. They're not teaching that. So by the time somebody grow up, they've been doing and feeling a certain kind of way all their life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And by that time you can't really control it to the point to where you do something stupid. And it's always somebody that ain't never been to prison that be willing to crash out faster than anybody. That's the first person that be ready to crash out is somebody that have not went to prison. And I'm here to tell you, man, boy, prison ain't easy. Sometimes even to this day in 2025, I can't believe I made it through everything that I made it through. You know what I'm saying? And came out, you know what I'm saying, and haven't looked back. Man, I've been home 11 and a half years now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I think back to, man, 12 years ago, man, I was incarcerated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
12 years ago, I was behind bars, and up until I got out, up until the day I got out, I always was thinking like, boy, what if somebody do something and make me jump on their ass and catch new charges? You know what I'm saying? Or what if something happened to me before? What if I don't make it out?
Yeah.
Well, I had that thought all the way till I came home, thinking something was gonna go wrong and I wasn't gonna make it back out, bro. It's crazy. It's a crazy situation. And these cats that ain't never been to prison, you know, what they see on TikTok, because you see a lot of folks on TikTok, you know, glamorizing prison, and you know what they thinking is, man, if that's all I got to go to, you know what I'm saying? If I crash out and I miss the mark, is that all I have to go to? You know, and a lot of them just don't understand, man, that these folks. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna tell you, even though Hernandez Govan made it out their courtroom today, boy, they not done. They not done. I'm gonna give you a prime example of why I feel like they not done, because now the feds looking at you. You know what I'm saying? And they don't like to see you get away, man. They don't like to see it. I'm gonna give you a prime example. You remember the Durham Brown sheriff?
Durham Brown.
Remember, the two shooters got found not guilty, right? You remember that, right?
That's right.
On the state level. Boy, the feds double back.
Picked up the case.
And I think the boy got like 80 years apiece. The feds double back a couple years later and scooped them up. So Govan, he really not out the woods. You know what I'm saying? You know, his best thing is to get out of, because now you got a whole bunch of dog people that don't like it. Boy, you better leave Tennessee, move deep into Alabama somewhere in the country, and try to just fade away, boy.
Fade away.
There's a lot of people looking for him, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Including the feds. And we know the feds step in, they don't miss. As Lil Boosie. They're not missing. They're not missing. So I just think that it got to start on a deeper level, man. Until it's a societal change, we're gonna continue to have this problem of people that ain't never been behind that wall. They don't know that you got it. You don't have no guns. Now you got to go with the hands. A lot of you clowns can't fight. Y'all can't fight. You know what I'm saying? And if you do fight, you might fight somebody that's in the game. Now you're gonna get beat up or stabbed or anything. It's a lot of problems. You know what I'm saying? And then once they get on your ass and start extorting you, man, come on, man. It's just so many problems, man. There's so many problems that people don't think about before they make these dumbass decisions, man. So the shooter in the young Dolph case, man, he's sitting in there looking sick because now he's the last one. And he didn't cooperate it, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? He said on the stand that they give him a light sentence. If they give him a light sentence, hell, he just have to do it. But you best believe he don't believe that they're gonna give him a light sentence. He didn't cooperate it to the point to where ain't no way in the world them folk gonna give him a light sentence. But guess what? They're gonna give him at least 10. And listen, behind that wall, it's a lot of dog people. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's gonna have to go PC the rest of the way out, because not only did you kill a icon in the Memphis, Tennessee rap game in the Memphis streets, not only did you take away somebody that was heavy in the community and doing stuff for the people, but now you got that snitch label. You walk through the gate with a snitch label. You all know, boy, that's, you know what I'm saying? You got certain people, they don't care what you snitched about. They don't care what you snitched about. You got that title and they ready to off your head. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So it's just a lot, man. It's a lot of stuff that people don't understand
and fully consider, when they make these decisions. And tell me this, man, because I've never really heard anybody. Maybe you've heard it or understand it yourself, but from a spiritual point of view, what is it like when you finally realize you have taken you've taken souls from their families, loved ones, and I mean, what does that when that finally hits? You know, because I know sitting behind bars, you know, and
Mhm.
you get time to reflect and think about things because you ain't got nothing but time for the most part. Yeah, things are moving inside there, but on some
Right.
level, you going back and at least thinking about, well, what were the steps that took that got me here, and how could I've done, you know, maybe something different, maybe chosen different, you know, made different types of decisions, man, to avoid, you know, being in a place like this, you know, and being in this particular circumstance. But
Yeah.
knowing, you know, you've had bodies attached to that as well, or a
Mhm.
body, how do
Mhm.
you deal with that? You know, and I've never really heard anybody speak on that. Have you ever heard that conversation? And what
Man,
was it?
I tell you, I ain't gonna tell you no word of lie. I don't know.
Yeah,
You know, I was in the streets and I was pretty bad, but listen, anything short of rape and murder, I didn't do those things. I can't tell you. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Now I've been around a lot of killers.
a lot of
I've been
killers.
around a lot of killers. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have. I did time with a lot of folks, man, and I could promise you that every dude sitting in prison wish they would have did something else. Wish they would have found an alternative. You know,
mm-hmm.
it's some of them it take 5, 10, 15. Some people on their 30th year. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Wishing they would have did something else. They done threw their life away. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
um I don't know. It's a sad situation. I know for me, you know, for what I went in for, I could have avoided it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
mm-hmm.
avoid it. And it was stupid on my behalf, and it took a big chunk. See, what a lot of people don't realize is a 2 second, 1 2, a two
Yeah,
second decision can take you in to the prison system or into a bad decision, and it can cost you 15, 20 years to get out of that 2 second decision.
two
You know what
second
I'm
decision.
saying? A
Yeah,
2 second decision, man, can take you off the street for the rest of your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be grave or whether it be somebody prison system. And every dude that's in there, 9 times out of 10, because you got some folks in there that's killers. If you let their ass out tomorrow, they're gonna go right back out there and do it again because that's just what they do. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? They sick like that. That's a sickness, you know what I'm saying? And
mm-hmm.
they gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? So,
That's right.
but the majority of people in there is sorry. And the killers that I have seen do they live 20, 30 years and get out, they be some different people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They be
Mm-hmm.
different people. They go sit down. Most of them go sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Most of them go sit down somewhere. So it just
yeah,
it's a sad situation, man, that you know a lot of times people I think the biggest thing is education. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
biggest thing. I think that the school system itself is failing everybody. It's failing everybody. You know what I'm saying? The public school system is failing everybody because they're not teaching people basic survival skills and basic real life situations. You know what I'm saying? And critical thinking and things of that nature. They don't teach enough of that. They might touch on it and scratch on the surface maybe one time, and then they don't come back to it. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that's where we fail as a society. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's crazy, man. But
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah. So appreciate you tapping, touching in on that. But yeah, I want to shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in, man. See you guys commenting on everything, and want to make sure that you definitely, subscribe to XCOM Media channel if you have
yeah,
not.
we getting on up there. The hours is they creeping. They
Yeah,
creeping
yeah,
on up.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Subscribe
yeah,
to my channel, from
yeah,
setbacks to success. Like
absolutely.
like the video, and again, man, we appreciate you guys tapping in for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
And if you got any questions or you want to show, just jump in on these conversations. Feel free to chat.
yeah.
to let us know in the chat, man, we'll bring you on. So
For
yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
So I'm a go ahead on and Hernandez Govan did say something. Now I didn't expect him to say anything right now. You know what I'm saying? You got a book deal, you're gonna make all kind of money off your testimony, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't expect him to say anything right now, but he did speak today. So let's listen in on what the brother had to say.
To being the mastermind behind young Dolph's murder, but let's listen to that jury reading the verdict.
They switched it from there. And
Thank you to my attorneys, Manny, Robert, Haley, Beth, Handel, my private investigators, everybody for helping me. I didn't have the resources to necessarily, cover everything, and
Wow.
Manny still helped me, and he knew I was innocent. Everybody around me knew I was innocent. I just want to say thank you to the jurors for getting this right and getting my life back.
That's big.
All right, that was Hernandez Govan speaking after the verdict had been read. You could see his reaction. That's really the first time we heard from him, and really the first time we'd seen any real reaction from him throughout the course of the trial. He'd been very stoic, had not smiled, frowned, or anything really during the whole course of the trial. That was the first time we really saw any reaction. At one point in time, after the verdict was read, he turned around and bumped his chest, obviously to some family members, in appreciation of them being there. We also were able to actually hear the verdict being read, which is obviously one of those kind of, very memorable moments in a trial like this. I believe we have that sound for you to listen to as well.
State of Tennessee versus Hernandez Govan, count 1. We, the jury, found the defendant Hernandez Govan not guilty in count 1 of the indictment. State of Tennessee versus Hernandez Govan, count 2. We, the jury, found the defendant Hernandez Govan not guilty in count 2 of the indictment.
There you see Hernandez Govan's reaction. But now let's get some reaction from his attorney, who's speaking right now. Let's go to that live.
That's a bad dude right there.
I'm always on edge because there's cases I thought I would have won easily, and the jurors just get swayed by the publicity and the media. It's been so one-sided, calling him a mastermind. The press has been going crazy because only the DA talks. And that's the problem with our system. It's because they make such a good first impression saying everybody's guilty that it's hard to get a fair trial. But thank God we got jurors. They took hundreds of pages of notes, and it didn't take them, 2 hours to figure out this was all garbage.
And they virtually echoed everything that he said in closing. And they were very critical that anyone could be locked up that long and didn't have the resources to defend themselves. The jurors said that. They echoed that. And the guy said, I am offended. I'm offended by this. He said, and he was disappointed in Mulroy. And that's your elected official. That's my elected official because I live here. And you just go and do something.
You called that testimony that with Jesse Browning BS a joke. Why?
Because it was. Half the stuff was just made up within a couple of days of this stuff, and they give us this mystical receipt that's never been in any of the police reports. The jurors didn't buy it for a second. The lead investigator, Dabney, was incredibly honest when he said these are the mistakes that we made. And then you call up somebody that's willing to do or say anything to clean up the case to get a conviction. You saw how they shaded off the phone records. Where are the text messages? Where's any of that from Justin Johnson to our client saying we're going to do something? I presented hundreds of text messages where he's threatening people, trying to go shoot people with others. Govan was never in on any of it. And the fact that you're still asking me these questions, I find offensive because it didn't happen. You would never take anything you heard in that courtroom for any decision you would make in your life that has any significance. You would laugh at me if I said, believe those guys. So let's just keep it real. This is all garbage, and I'm grateful that he's out, and I'm sorry in the world that he had to do 9 months in prison. And I'm just grateful his fiance called me, and we have the resources to help poor people.
You were very passionate in your closing arguments about, about Govan being just a man from Orange Mound up against the system. Kind of talk about where that passion came from.
When I go to 201 and look at the people that are in there, I know a lot of people do wrong, and I understand that, and I don't want violence in the streets because I live, in towns as well. But it's just so wrong. If I can see it, there's no way a jury couldn't see it, and that's why it took 2 hours to figure that out. I mean, obviously, it would have probably been quicker had they not had to go through the evidence and do their job. But the fact that anybody in the press would say, "Oh, it was this or it was that," it was clearly flagrant, and I wish we'd be reported as this is what your justice is in Memphis. So if you're black and poor, you got a problem.
So this was Mr. Govan, how do you feel?
Mr. Rohr, this is pro bono. I was unclear with
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, we was.
To finally have this stress taken off your shoulders.
Yeah, have my life back.
What's the first thing you plan to do?
Go hug my son.
Mr. Govan, you haven't smiled all this week, but obviously you have a lot to smile about. Just tell me just about what you're feeling in right now.
Like I said, it's kind of hard to explain the feeling of getting your life back, just from 12 people, so I'm just blessed, and I'm just ready to go see my son.
What was going through your head when you were waiting for the verdict this morning?
Nervousness, of course, it's natural, but I got a team around me that was very confident and supportive, so without them, it wouldn't be no me. I just want to thank again, man, Robert, Haley, Beth, Handel, Contrell, Leanne, just everybody that played a part in proving my innocence.
You heard your attorney say if you're black and poor in Memphis, this is what happens. What would be your words of advice?
Leave Memphis.
Hey.
Do you plan on leaving Memphis, sir?
Of course.
Was there any point throughout the week where you're like, you know what, I'm still nervous, prior to the verdict? Was there any point where it's like, I don't know which way it's gonna go?
I've been nervous for 4 years.
How does it feel to be at the end of this 4-year journey that you've been on?
Feels great. Just feel like I've been born again. I get a chance to restart my life and do some positive things.
Do you think that this verdict will change how the court system is working here in Memphis?
As corrupt as this system is, I doubt it.
Mr. Aurora, do you think this verdict will change anything with the court system here in Memphis?
I'm not here from Memphis, but if this is a microcosm of what's going on, then we should all be worried. And maybe we should be digging into these things and figuring out why so many people are in jail, why we keep them without bond and force them into pleas and things of that nature, and why investigations aren't always there. Thankfully, my office has the resources to help these types of people and can spend the money to do it. I can only imagine how hard it is for public defenders with their cases or other appointed lawyers that couldn't do this, and how many people shouldn't be in prison.
Oh, back in December, is that the reason? Obviously, you advised your client not to take that plea.
That's always his decision. I don't advise him to do anything. They always say, "What would I do?" Like, I'm not serving the time, so I have no idea. I can't go through that stress. You can't duplicate that. I mean, I love the man. I believed in him. That's why I took the case. And we fought like hell for it. I'm grateful that the staff stayed with me. I yelled at them a lot this week and put a lot of pressure on them. We've worked long nights for the last few months. We filed, I don't know how many, 24 motions, most of which were granted, which never happens. But it was so obvious we were right. And yet still we have a case. The government just can't ever admit that maybe there isn't anything here. They're just prosecute, and then blame the jury if it doesn't go your way.
Dang.
Aurora, the law enforcement experts that testified this week, they said several times that they never spoke with Mr. Mims, but they never really gave a clear answer as to why. Why do you think that is?
Because they're not telling the truth. They never went out to go talk to him. And to say that, oh, he would have just gotten a lawyer, so we didn't bother. Are you kidding me? Everybody gets a lawyer if they're smart, as far as that goes. But they've threatened other witnesses to come in and say whatever. Your question should be, what about all the people after the fact that helped? If assuming the man was shot or was given clothes or they went to this apartment or somebody helped him escape to Indiana, what happened to all those people that were supposed to be charged? What about all the people in the text messages where I showed you blatantly they're talking about shooting people and shootings happened? Nobody's indicted. What about the guy that carjacked the Mercedes, Treon Ingram? He's not charged with anything. He's picked up the subsequent murder since then. So you explain to me how that is. And then when they say in their closing statement, the gall of it all to say we can't arrest everybody, yet they're running 14 and 15 defendant RICO cases. I mean, just come on. It's they made up their mind. Juk wasn't going to get charged, maybe because he was going to get fancy lawyers that could see through all this BS. I don't know. They have all the text.
or maybe it's something darker.
And you came from where, Jackie? I'm sorry.
I'm from Atlanta. That's where our
Atlanta.
office
And
is.
then this was a Shelby County jury.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Triple judgment.
Is there a reason why you didn't request a jury from out of town?
Because I think the case was so bad that Memphis juries and the people that live here need to see what really happens. And so I don't need to play games and get somebody from out of town. The Memphis people need to see what happens in Memphis.
Woo, boy, hey.
Yeah, that was good, man. That was good. Yeah, I hadn't seen that interview. Yeah.
And that's why Manny Aurora has been running the scene for so long, man. Like his name is major down here in Atlanta now. You know, Brian Steele. He's up there with Brian Steele now. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And well, he been up there, but now people know about him. You know what I'm saying? We knew about him, but now the world knows about him, or at least the country know about him. And that's what he do, man, because this is a bigger problem, man. Like these people, these prosecutors go after people and they don't face any retribution. They be having evidence that somebody is innocent and will still try to send them away for life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like Victor Hill was saying a few weeks ago, hey, let them start having to cough up money. You know what I'm saying? Let them start having to cough up money or face charges for sending people that are innocent to prison. And I bet that change. You know what I'm saying? This entire judicial system is broken on so many levels.
Yeah.
And now you get a chance to see how Memphis, Tennessee operate. This is just a guy that we seen. These folks having trials every day where people catching life and getting thrown away that we don't even hear about. This happens all over the country. You know what I'm saying? But in some spots, it happens more than others. And Memphis, Tennessee just so happened to be that one spot. I know from my own experience, New Orleans is one of those spots. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that Hernandez, now me personally, I done been to 2 jury trials. You know what I'm saying? The one I got on the stand and like, look, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I was such and such. Boom. That was it. Not guilty. I let my lawyer talk me out of getting on the stand on my second jury trial, and I ended up catching 16 years. So the only mistake that Hernandez made, which, hey, who am I? Is not really a mistake because he got found not guilty. I personally would have got on the stand. You know what I'm saying? Because Woody done got down, Woody done showed everybody the sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Woody get on there. He told you what he told you. Everything else, I don't recall. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Why is this like this? I don't know. Shit, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. You only know what the fuck you know.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So, you know, for all these cats that's out here doing this bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Don't be no pussy, you know, don't be no pussy. Get your ass on the stand and open them out. Because if you're gonna be gangster on these streets, you need to be gangster enough to get on the stand and tell them for what you know. And if you ain't had nothing to do with it, say that. Because they tell the judge instructs the jury not to use your silence against you, but we all know that's some bullshit, boy.
Yeah,
I know that's some bullshit. So the best thing you can do is get on the stand and testify on your own behalf, or you gonna leave it in their mind that okay, he didn't get up there, he didn't say he didn't do it, so maybe he did it. So that was the small, you know, the only issue I had with this case, you know, is hey, you know, he should have got on there on the stand and said, but who am I? He got found not guilty. So he did it right. You know what I'm saying? So
a lot
of times it goes wrong though when you don't do that. I just say that.
Yeah. But I definitely and a lot of great statements you put there, man. A lot of great thoughts. And you know, just going back to what Govan said, man, he just had to say, man, I'm just blessed, man. And really, when you look at it, because he said, I mean, the team, he went going off several attorney names and staff that he had. And what did he say? Private investigators. I mean,
it took all of it.
And it took all of it. Yeah.
And this man ain't got the money like that.
Yeah, that's a 6-figure
Six
ticket.
what? Boy, please.
Maybe 7. Is that 7?
It's
That
about
may be
7.
7.
It's
It's
pushing
7.
on 7.
Yeah, pushing
So
on 7.
you got to understand.
Yeah.
You're facing a life sentence. If you get this wrong, you gone forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And hey, he did the right thing. He did the right thing. That say what's the solution? Leave Memphis.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying leave Memphis. Yeah.
I saw an interview with one guy. He was on one of these shows. I won't name it, but he made mention of the attorney who represented ASAP Rocky, and he said that this attorney's hourly fee was he bills his clients $2,400 per hour. Yeah,
that's powerful.
$2,400 per hour is what he bills. I said, man, and so they were doing kind of some back of the, just paper calculations on probably what ASAP spent. Yeah, it was easily like, 1 to 3 mil, he might have spent just, hiring him as his, his attorney to represent him in this case. But that's what it took to beat, to beat these cases now here. Because I mean, don't think just because you innocent, you really are innocent that you're going to be proven not guilty.
Right. Hey,
you can't.
It take money.
Yeah,
it takes money because and ASAP Rocky his wife is a billionaire. So
yeah,
I mean they had the money to do it because the evidence was pretty strong in that case, but boy, that star power came through and won that case for him, boy. Because had he been just a regular citizen, oh, his ass was gone, boy. California was gonna throw that ass away, boy. Straight up. Yeah.
Yeah. So man. Yeah, it's a lot of deep stuff, man. But other than that, man, what else you got going on there, big dog? What's happening?
Man,
and again,
it's listen, we're not gonna tolerate that right there. Whoever Hot Wang is, we ain't tolerating that. You ain't gonna be able to say nothing else, man. You don't disrespect no people in my life like that. Boy, I'm not going for that, boy. But anyway, yeah. So it's just ready for this football season to start, man. Trying to get past the baseball season. The Braves done let us down, you know what I'm saying? So they got a 1% chance of making the playoffs. So I'm a err on the side of caution that they probably won't get it done. You know what I'm saying? But we waiting on these Falcons, man. That's
what's
about
up.
it.
That's what's up. I might have to shoot on into the A, man. I got people there, man, and tap into one of these games this season. But yeah, for everybody, in the chat, man, thank you for the ones who show up and are respectful, do add value. Again, we're going to ask everybody to please like, subscribe, comment as you have been doing. Support the channel, support G Money, XCOM Media, support me. From setbacks to success, we definitely appreciate you guys showing up. Who's on point and on topic. Yeah. So
especially the people that's been rocking with me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chris Moore. That's another cat, boy. He got some knowledge now. I'm telling you, boy. One of these days he gonna get on the show. He know what's going on behind that wall, man. You know what I'm saying? And these cats, they don't want that, man. They don't want that. Anger management is key, boy. Anger management is key because either you're gonna take it before you do something stupid, or you're gonna have to end up taking it in prison. And I promise you, you don't want to take it in prison because you might have to live it out every day of your life for however long that is. And again, just because you go in that bitch with 2 or 3 years, do not mean that you will make it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost a friend just a little bit over a year ago. He didn't make it out. He been in there quite a few times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Throughout my bid, he was in there about 4 or 5 times. You know what I'm saying? But that last time he went in, he didn't make it out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you gotta don't worry about that. I took care of him. He can't be rude no more. Don't even worry about it. I got him. But yeah, you're not gonna come in my live. I don't even know who the hell you is and disrespect people in my live. I hurried up and I don't even think you were seeing that comment, but I saw it and I hurried up, removed and blocked them and everything.
Yeah. I was wondering what went down, man. I knew he was making a lot of comments, but I didn't really see what got him booted up
But
out of
yeah,
here.
he been saying slick stuff throughout the thing, man. See, it's people like that. I like to call them internet gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Because you be on the internet and get what? In real life, your ass would be a church mouse. You just would. You just would. You'd be a church mouse in real life. So I don't even know why, you know. But anyway, we're not even gonna feed off into that, man. What you got going on, man? What's good with you before we get on up out of here?
Yeah, man. So just still got my business plays, man, and I'm working here. A lot of different things, working on credit, working helping people's credit and boosting the credit scores, working on, helping CDL drivers who are company drivers, helping them with their paperwork and all the things that they need to do to get lined up to become owner operators. And also, I think I told you, man, I got a class. It's a workshop that I created called Certified to Lead. It's called the Advanced Fuel Truck Driver Trainers Workshop. So this is a workshop for fuel truck driver trainers specifically to help them, come up with better skills to be a better trainer. Some of the things that I saw when I've been working in the industry hauling hazardous materials. I have my CDL tanker hazmat endorsements. Is everything is just pretty much done on the job, man. You hire, you get your protective gear, they throw you in the truck and they expect you to learn everything riding with somebody else doing their job. And I'm not saying that's an ineffective way to learn, but it's not. There's could be, and not my thought is there could be more structured, better ways to teach new drivers how to do the job other than just riding around with somebody learning that way. So I've just created this system to that helps make it more structured, and that's what we're going to be training. That's what we're going to be working with fuel companies directly, to create contracts with them to do the training, to help them become more structured in their ways of just going from day one, getting hired, from being going through the orientation, going through having a very structured system for them being trained while they're on the job, a checklist of items, of everything that they need to know and learn when they're in the truck with the trainee and the trainer both have that checklist. And post eval, real structured post evaluation to let them, at the end of the training, that they can make a decision whether or not this person is ready to do the job on their own, or is just not. Time is up. They're not catching it, and good luck to you. But this just is not going to be a good fit. So those are the things. There's different things in fuel truck transport, fuel hauling transport that are changing now. You got a lot more female truck drivers, fuel haulers entering into the profession, which is really different. There's some strategies for trainers on how to deal with those. You can't just talk to women, if you're a certain type of way, like you might talk to, you're a professional and you need to act accordingly. So a lot of different stuff, bro. And so our first workshop is tomorrow. So that's kind of what I've been grinding on. Got a lot of some good companies to come out and participate, and I'm excited about that. So just grinding. And as always, like we talked about, man, just in the stock market every morning.
Oh yeah.
And doing that as well. So yeah, bro, it's yeah.
So anything you trying to plug, website or anything that
Well, yeah, man, yeah. And I know most of the people that you got, they're close to you. So, if they need to contact me, man, they, just reach out to you and we can go from there. But, generally, if there's anything where you're trying to level up, you're trying to get, into, again, I speak to a lot of CDL drivers. So, if you're trying to, move from just working for someone else to working for yourself, to understand, getting your credit lined up to qualify for truck financing if you're going to need financing. I can help you with all those things. And I just really stand on being legit out here. I'm not going to do anything that I'm not capable of doing. I'm not going to take people's money and promise you things and walk away without you getting any of the services that I say, that I provide. So I really stand on that. I work within people's budgets, so I'm not going to be charging $15,000 package, and I need to have that 15,000 up front. No, you can, I do take money, some money up front, and we can work out payment arrangements because I want to make things affordable. But more importantly, man, I just want to work with good people, man, who really, want to take the steps to move to the next level in life. And, I'll do anything in my power to help you if you're willing to help yourself. So that's how I look at it. Yeah.
That's how I go, man. Shit.
Yeah.
We appreciate you for that, man. Like, trying to get it done, man. Offering alternatives, with so many people losing their jobs and everything. Hey, try something new. It's
Yeah,
to tap in.
And I think that's a conversation we need to have next time, man. We talked about this economy and where people at. I really want to check the temperature for, as many people, outside of my circles. Like, how are you feeling about the economy? Appreciate you, Chris, for sure, man. I appreciate you. Much love, man. We have on that for sure. Yeah, but I really want, just kind of connect with people as well, outside of my circle to find out, how are you feeling about the economy? Because seems like the, kind of the thing we were talking about off camera, that to some degree it feels like it's billionaires, multimillionaires, and then everybody else, and everybody else just got all the same types of issues that we're dealing with, on some level. But I could be wrong. I just wanted to see how you guys are feeling about the economy. Do you feel optimistic? Do you feel like things have gotten better? Even with the new administration, are we heading in the right direction? I mean, just this all the above, man. So maybe that's something we can talk about on one of our next shows.
For sure. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, me. I feel like we're not going in the wrong direction. I feel like whatever was going on the last 4 years, even though it may appear as though it's not going in it up, it's definitely not going down no more.
Yeah.
Sure. We stop the bleeding on that.
Yeah, I know somebody last week told me that Trump was going to be sending out stimulus checks. Did you hear that one?
Yeah, I hear. I do know that JD Vance came to Atlanta today, and they trying to do away with state taxes here. So I don't know if he had something to do with that. He came here to talk taxes, but I don't know if it was to talk about state taxes. But I know that that's something that is on the ballot for Burt Jones. They trying to do it. They trying to get it done, and that's eliminate state taxes, which that's gonna help everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I was hearing about this stimulus checks, and people were talking about it, and I always got to say, where's the sources? And they like TikTok. I'm like, oh, come on, man, we got to go.
I don't know how you learn a lot of stuff on TikTok. Look, you learn a lot of stuff on TikTok now. You know what I'm saying?
So I went to Google. Yeah. And I'm not saying I know one way or the other, but I went to Google and went to AI mode and said, are we getting stimulus checks? And it says no. According to there's a rumor going around that we will be receiving another round, and according to IRS, that has not been confirmed. There are there are no plans, or no official plans. It may be discussions, but there are no official plans of that stimulus checks will be cut. But I was just like, well, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot, because they're talking about the interest rates, still high. And anyway, man, I know Trump is trying to make it better, and in some ways, it is I guess getting better, but I don't know. It's hard to measure, man. It's really hard to measure because I just know that I don't know. I don't know very many people, man, who's they got the type of money put away, man, that they really gonna need, man. To if you're in your 50s or 60s or 70s to retire, you know what I'm saying? Or yeah, I mean, if you in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, the type of money that to keep you out of debt, to be able to, pay off a house or, because that was one of the things, and we could talk about this, go deep, but one of the things in, some of our previous generations is that they believed in buying a house and getting it paid off, even if it took them a full 30 years to do it.
Right.
And because the benefit of having a paid off home is, I know some people like, well, I like renting because if I have a problem or have an issue, that's somebody else's responsibility. That's somebody else's responsibility, whatever. But the benefit of owning a house is that at some point, man, you are able to get off that hamster wheel of always having to pay money every month, or your living expenses, and and then once your house is paid off, you have value in terms of that value in the home. And so in a lot of cases, if you have, children and grandchildren, multiple generations that house can be passed on through multiple generations so that your
Right.
children can live in a home that's paid off. Now, yeah, there going to be taxes and blah, 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 this, maintenance. Yes. It's not expense free, but it's an asset that you can build, if you can structure it right, you can build it, and build wealth with that. But yeah, man, but that doesn't seem to be a part of the plan no more. So I don't know. I mean, it's really like, how do you get out of this stuff? But yeah, bro, we can get into the finances, man, next round.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure,
Thank you,
man.
Virginia.
Well,
Thank you. Yes. Appreciate you. Yeah.
appreciate y'all tapping in, man. We will be back at you next Thursday night. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Chris. Yeah. Hey, thank you, bro. Because I like I said, I catch them. Yeah, man. Real quick, Chris. Somebody told me, I was telling, man. Yeah, man. I got a lot of folks, man. They going through a lot of stuff, man. Hardships. A lot of them financial. A lot of them, health. Blah blah blah. This, that, and the other. And you know what that man told me? He said, he said, you know what you need to do. That's what he said. You know what you need to do. And I was like, what do I need to do? He was like, you need better friends. I was like, damn. Yeah. He was just, he was just playing because, he got family members going through it, people he know have been up for years. They going through it. And so it's just like, well, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's the real solution here? But anyway, like I said, for another evening, brother. For another evening. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all tapping in. We will get to it next week. Peace.
Thank you for tuning into XCon Media. Go right ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hurry up!